Hey, how y'all are? This your boy out of liquor. I'm sitting here chilling, trying to get my day going, dragging my butt a little bit, but I'm gonna get moving. The Oscars. Will Smith slaps the smackadoodle smooth out of Chris Rock pow, in front of the world. Damn, Will. From Fresh Prince to Assault Master. Bro, there's nothing you could do. And you just won an Oscar. Not only did you win an Oscar, you stained your Oscar, you stained the production team because it was their show. You stained because the introductory was Questlove's Oscar. Dude, you a silly little dude, bruh. I love you, but you silly, man. You silly. You silly. Now you talking about you a G. No, that's not. That's not what you said. You didn't say I'm a G, so I smacked you. No, what you got up there on stage and said that you was defending the honor of all this stuff about love and being a vessel of love and what vessel of love is approaches a man who's you and I don't know that you and Chris Rock aren't friends, and I don't know that you are. But what I do know is that as long as I've been an American consumer, viewer of productions broadcasted across this nation, the two of you Mamma Jammas have been on screen around about the same time, knowing around about the same. So you had to have worked together in the past. You have to have had some experience with each other. And Chris Rock is a comedian. Now, I'm going to tell you, if you were who you were saying you were, that moment when you walked up to the stage, you could have easily grabbed the mic. Now, Chris, that joke you just told was not funny. And because who you are and who I am, I'm not going to slap you in the mouth. But I'm going to let you know that jokes like that about my wife in my presence are worthy of a smack in the mouth. And if you, by chance, make the error in the future of making such jokes without any forethought, you may very well be subject to a smooth smack in the mouth. And then hand the man the mic back and go on about your way. Like you could have made a spectacle without making a spectacle. It was a bad joke. The audience said it was a bad joke. You could have heckled him from your seat and been more effective and more justified and more appropriate and more in character. And when I say in character, I mean being an upstanding man who's there to honor his family and the processes of families and to honor the Williams family and Mr. Richard Williams. That's what you were doing, right? That was your whole acceptance speech was all about, right? Because now you got this mixed emotion about winning an Oscar, but defending your woman, bruh. And then you got your kid doubling down on it. Within minutes, he's tweeting about how this is how we do. I guarantee freaking to you. I misspoke because I was trying not to curse. I can't make these guarantees, but I doubt it seriously that your son is walking up to anybody and slapping them in the mouth for any reason, let alone for a reason that he felt he was justified in it. I doubt that seriously, but this is how we do. I just wonder, did your son slap that dude who was like 20 taking pictures naked, like half naked with his 13-year-old sister? Did that dude get slapped in the mouth by Jaden, or I'm not even worried about if he got slapped in the mouth by Will. I'm just like, did the big brother, because this is how we do, right? I'm saying, man, like, I love you, bruh. I love your work. Chris Rock, I love you. I love your work. Because I don't hold you on a pedestal. I don't hold you to any standard of humanity above my own. You're not a greater man than me. You understand? You're no more man than me, no less, right? So I forgive you for embarrassing me, black man. I forgive you, both of you, because both of you were out of line. In different ways, you were both out of line. One willing to do anything for a joke, and one willing to do anything for his own ego. That was both egotistical in both of y'all's experience. Both of you guys presented an inflated egotism about yourself, and unfortunately, I think it may be par for course. What do I mean by that? Or what I mean is that unfortunately, you niggas was at the Oscars. So it's like, there's something about it. There's something about that attention that comes along with being honored for in the Oscar system. You know, I watched it. I watched the Oscars. I love American cinema. I am a fan of American cinema. I'm a critic, but I'm a fan. I love movies. I love a good movie. And American movies, we do some of the best work cinematically. So I have, I have a due respect. There is respect due, and from me to you for what it is that you do and what you have to endure. But not really, because both of you allowed your inflated egos. For a minute, I thought you guys had staged the whole thing. For a minute, I thought the whole thing was staged. I thought, for a minute, like, who paid you guys to do that? And the fact that I even had that thought speaks to the ludicrous nature, the lunacy of the whole thing. It was just lunatic, the whole thing. So, Will, Chris, y'all gotta do better, bro. Like, I'm making sure my son know that this is not how we do this. Trust me, I've had brothers. I had brothers with more ridiculous stuff where I've wanted to slap in the mouth in private settings, and felt warranted if I had, but realized too that wasn't the best solution in the moment, regardless of what my emotional status was. And regardless of my embarrassment or whatever else, it just wasn't the way to handle it. And violence, I'm not saying violence has no place, but violence really has no place, especially not in that place. Violence has no place. It has no place, not in that place. Had Chris violently attacked Will, whipped his ass, I would have been like, whoa, what happened to Chris? Damn, I'm glad Will whipped his ass, because maybe nobody else will try that. That's a completely different scenario. Then Will taking his time, moseying up on stage and slapping a peer in the face on camera, broadcast to the entire globe. Damn, Will. But damn, Chris. Is a joke that, I mean, bruh, come on, man. So y'all both was wrong. But I don't know. I don't know. As wrong as Will was, I mean, excuse me, as wrong as Chris was, Will. I don't know, man. I'm really disappointed in both you motherfuckers. Be honest with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, like if I had a chance to sit down and talk to you both, I'm gonna let you both of you. I'm gonna let both of y'all know that you was wrong and egotistical, silly ass fuck to show your ass in front of them white folk like that. That's not how we do, Jaden. That's not how we do. That's not black man. That is not the American black man. No, that is not him. That's some nigga shit. Chris and Will both. I don't know, man. But hey, we are, like the boys say, we have the dilemma of having to be, he didn't say it, he said the color line, but the net result of the color line is this two souls in one body and tearing a body asunder. You know what I mean? The man of African descent, the hued man, you know what I'm saying? And the nigga that results, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Like that was really written about the black man, you know what I'm saying? Like the respectable scientist and the monster that comes out because of society's ills. I don't know. Like we got to cure the monster. We got to cure the monster. No matter what society says, no matter what, without regard to how the monster was made, we have to cure the monster. We have to. And if there was ever a situation that pointed so poignantly, I guess you don't point poignantly, but pugnantly. I'm kind of saying my words funny today. You don't point pugnantly because pugnant is like an olfactory word, but in a way, yeah, you can point with your nose. Pointers. There's a dog that does that. They point with their nose. You can point with your nose. So I'm not going to retract my statement. If there was ever a moment in time they did it, it's this one. It's this one. Well, congratulations to Questlove and Will Smith for your cinematic achievements. I am sorry. I am sorry. It's not my fault. I didn't have a role in it directly, but I do empathize with you both. And Chris too, really. I do empathize with you both. How your hard work and achievement may be overshadowed by this nigga shit. So I'm sorry. I'm sorry you have to deal with the monster still, that we haven't figured it out and cured the monster yet. But I'm confident. I am confident that we will. And not in some distant future kind of way, like soon, like we're at the precipice of it figured out. Of course, we're not at the beginning of figuring it out, but we're right at the beginning of it being figured out. And I believe that, and I'm going to continue to pray for that, and I'm going to pray for you and for your evolution and your growth and for your cure, for your for the cure of this monster, and how the monster and the reflection, how this monster is reflected in you, right? Cure or containment. I don't know. Containment is the right way, but it makes me think about this cartoon I just saw recently, Turning Red. This is a young girl. It's like a very different scenario, but she has this spirit on her, an ancestral spirit on her that transforms her physical body into this huge red panda, a monster, so to speak. And it's done in like extreme emotional settings. Kind of like being embarrassed at the Oscars. And in the story, her elders, the women who come before her have figured out a way to contain the monster, so to speak, to separate themselves from the monster, but only in a way separating. I don't want to tell the story, but in the story, the young girl, the protagonist of the story, the one who is being challenged with the task of understanding this monster, this spirit that is on her, ancestral spirit. She finds a way to embrace this and use, I say use, and I use loosely, but she finds a way to embrace the monster and not look at it as this separate part of her that needs to be contained, that she has dominion over this monster, that she figures out a way to express this monster, this spirit that is this ancestral spirit that's on her. She finds a way to express this ancestral spirit in a way that allows her to be in communion with her ancestry and the nature of that ancestry and her modern circumstances. And she does it in such a way that she effectively becomes a mentor in a way to her own elders, because her elders get to see her not caging the monster, but embracing the monster and allowing the monster to peek through her experience in ways that she has full control over. That's a Disney flick. Turning Red is the name of the movie. It's an interesting movie. I'm not gonna say it's a great movie, but it's definitely an interesting movie. I got kids, so I done watched it a couple times, but that's what we need at a minimum is an effective way to, because that's Will Smith left the months. Both of them did. Both of them did. Will and Chris. They both let the ancestral monster out. They both let the ancestral monster out. They both let the monster out. They let that nigga out on stage. Chris did it, and he's like, "Look, you want me to show you my nigga? Here go my nigga." And Will say, "Oh, for real? All right, nigga. Here goes some Philly nigga." Then Questlove just in tears, talking about like, "Oh my God, I'm speechless. Like, this award means everything to me, but I don't even know how to even talk about it because what the fuck just happened?" Questlove looked distraught, even though he was happy, but he had to be torn. Like, this shit happened during my fucking presentation? Like, what did I do? What did I do to deserve this? You didn't do nothing, Quest. You didn't do nothing, bruh. And that's one brother, like, Questlove is like, he a drummer, so he keep it cool. He keeps it real cool. So, he's not an actor, a comedian. Musicians have a different way of, expressing what they got going on, with the comedians and the actors. They have to take on the persona and they have to take on the persona of the artist that they're working for. The screenwriter, the directors, the producers, they have to take on the character that those artists see and say, yeah, bring me this for this. With a musician, musicians, we get to play what we feel. Of course, composers got their role, but Questlove is a composer. Of course, it happens to some degree when you're doing collaborative work, but it's a different thing, especially for a non-vocalist, So I could go on and on about this, I'm sure, as the world is, because this is like really the thing for everybody to be distracted on now. So, anyway, I just had to take a minute to put my 2 cents in and bring up some of those points specifically about, us getting over this nigga shit. We're doing something about that monster, man. Anyway, I love y'all. I love you, Chris. I love you, Will. I love you, Quest. I love you, Jada. I love you, America. Let's do better. I love my people. This is your boy Adeleke.